Alright, welcome back to another Davis Does Weather live stream. How's it going, everybody? Today, we have no stream lag, so thank goodness. Currently, we have a absolutely beautiful tornado on the ground, via Jesse's feed. Yes, Jesse, I don't know what to say other than Jesse, but the Jesse that you guys most likely know, he has an absolutely wild tornado ongoing right now in New Mexico. This is a live look at it again. You can see that incredible amount of dust being kicked up there. And again, this is not a fully condensed tornado at the moment, but it was just a few seconds ago. And this is just like 10 minutes after he captured this absolutely incredible tornado. I mean, arguably the New Mexico tornado of the year, just off to the west of here. Again, if we take a look back on his stream, you'll notice that it was a huge cone tornado here just a few minutes ago. I mean, absolutely beautiful. So again, go subscribe to Jesse. If somebody wants to put his link down in the description, that would be greatly appreciated. But again, this is his view of that beautiful tornado in New Mexico just about 5 minutes ago. Now he has another tornado ongoing. Again, if you are out here in this area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. Give me just a second here, and we will get right back to the coverage again. Let me go ahead and actually get radar up now again. I kind of just hopped in here and went live really quickly. Again, I just got home. This was a threat that materialized over the last 30 minutes or so. Again, these supercells out here in this incredibly unstable environment have just been popping out tornadoes left, right, and center. First, Freddy
There's
got
the
one.
funnel. This one's coming back.
And again, Freddy and Jesse both have one on the ground right now. Again, this is an absolutely incredible day for chasing. But again, I still just cannot get over how beautiful that monster cone tornado was there just 10 minutes ago. I mean, again, this is literally from Jesse's stream. This is not like, oh, it's another chaser, but he was on it. No, this is his capture of this beautiful tornado. Again, arguably the New Mexico tornado of the year, at least very close. So again, go subscribe to him if you've not already. Somebody put his link down in the chat. Alan with the $3 donation. W. Allen in the chat. Thank you so much, dude. W. Allens, that's incredible. Thank you for the $3 super sticker. Sorry, I did not notice it until just now, but that's amazing. Outside of our New Mexico tornado that we have on the ground right now, again, via both Jesse's feed and Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney, if we go take a look at the radar here, again, you'll notice that this supercell has broad rotation with it. It's popped out a couple of brief tornadoes, but the more impressive supercell is actually back here into Kansas. Again, this is a supercell that is currently warned for damaging winds up to 90 miles per hour in baseball-sized hail near Moscow and Hugoton, Kansas. This is also producing likely a strong to intense tornado right now, so if you are out here in this area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, I mean, this is a very intense velocity signature here, and again, this has been a confirmed tornado previously via storm chasers and weather spotters. Again, it's not confirmed that it's ongoing at the moment, but the chance that it recycles here in this kind of environment where we've got just that incredible amount of wind shear and a lot of instability as well. Again, instability is the main thing driving today's event. I mean, these are just absolute Cape NATOs out here today. If we take a look at our surface-based instability, you'll notice down here into portions of the Texas Panhandle, and especially down into even portions of around West Texas and southeast New Mexico, I mean, we've got close to 4,000 joules per kilogram of surface Cape in several areas today, and even over that at times. So again, a very concerning setup here for today's event. Not only do we have that incredible amount of moisture and instability, but we've also got a whole lot of wind shear. Taking a look at our bulk shear values, you'll notice that we're sitting at over 100 knots in the areas where the supercells are occurring, and even outside of that, we're at a general 50 to 60 knots of shear within the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere. So a very impressive setup for strong to intense tornadoes today. Again, we mentioned that threat for last night, or we mentioned that it would be a threat today last night, and it is absolutely materialized. So if you are out here in this area, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is now no longer tornado warned. Neither of our storms, they both expired for our one in Kansas. This is now just a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, but you should be taking this just as seriously, because this is just as dangerous as a tornadic thunderstorm. This is producing tornadic wind gusts, hurricane force wind gusts even, as well as hail up to baseball size. I mean, this storm is going to pack an absolute punch for Moscow. So if you're in Moscow, you need to get either underground or into a storm shelter or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is a destructive storm for Stevens County here. Sorry about that. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. Homes and businesses will have a substantial roof and window damage. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. Again, 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts, nothing to play around with here. And again, the potential that this cell fires off another brief tornado or even potentially a longer tracking tornado is very high. And we had a significant tornado on the ground earlier whenever this was near Johnson, Kansas, confirmed via multiple weather spotters and storm chasers. And the potential that it recycles again is definitely not out of the question. So you need to be out there. If you are out there, you need to be in your safe spot immediately. Or supercell to the south here near Causey, New Mexico, right now crossing the New Mexico-Texas state line. You'll notice this. Look at this right now. This is either some kind of scud, or, I mean, either way, this is incredible motion out here. It looks like we got a funnel developing off to the right here. Yeah, that's a tornado on the ground. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Significant tornado on the ground via Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney. Again, we have gotten permission to use this feed for this live stream. Look at that. Beautiful tornado. Wow. Strong tornado ongoing right now, approaching Morton, Texas. If you're out here in this area, you need to be either underground or in a storm shelter. This is an observed tornado warning here. Again, a weather spotter and storm chaser confirmed tornado now southeast of Causey, New Mexico. Again, look at that beautiful tornado. Again, amazing tornado ongoing near Causey, New Mexico. Again, absolutely incredible, incredible cone tornado. My goodness. Does Jesse have it? Jesse's stream's lagging out here a little bit. Oh, he does. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, Jesse has it as well. Look at that ground circulation. Oh, my goodness. I believe there have been 5 tornadoes from this cell now, if I'm not mistaken, including the one that we just had, Vincent. I don't know that for a fact, though. My goodness, dude. Again, if you're now tuning in, absolutely beautiful, beautifully photogenic tornadoes been occurring here near Causey, New Mexico with this supercell for the past 30 minutes or so. Again, this thing is in an environment that is so favorable for the development of tornadoes, and again, especially extremely large hail with those very steep lapse rates. But especially with all that crazy instability out here, again, these supercells are not going to struggle whatsoever to produce strong to intense tornadoes. So if you are out here, you need to make sure that you are staying prepared. Again, we do have multiple tornado watches in effect. One of them in effect for portions of the Texas Panhandle and southeastern New Mexico. This is a 70-40 tornado watch, meaning that there's a 70% chance of 2 or more tornadoes within the watch area and a 40% chance of a strong one. Our watch back up into Kansas, into southwest Kansas, very similar probabilities. But this one's a little bit lower. It's a 50-20 watch. I will say NATOcast, the AI forecasting tool, actually does have a very, very small 15% hatch tornado probability out along the Colorado-Kansas state line. And I guess technically that kind of might have verified because we had one tornado, but it was so small that one tornado could have verified it. But again, just keep in mind, the threat is much more substantial further down to the south where we have those higher instability and higher wind shear values. Also, the threat from merging exists a little bit further up to the north in Kansas, which you would think would be a good thing, but there's going to be so many mergers, and I think that it's going to be so many that these cells are going to have a hard time staying discrete and staying powerful, is what I'm trying to say here. So, again, this is just an absolutely incredible supercell out here that has produced. I feel like it's produced its own localized tornado outbreak by itself. Am I crazy? Look at those damaging wind gusts. Again, you can see those winds blowing the rain down the road. Likely, actually, that's no, it's not your RFD surge. I wouldn't say. It's not impossible, but oh wow, look at that. We got some ground circulation there, it looks like. Oh, wow. Does Jesse have it? He does. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful tornado on the ground. Look at that. Just a monster tornado on the ground right now. Oh, my gosh. That thing is beautiful. Hold the camera still, Jesse. Oh. Oh, my gosh, dude. What it... Are those twins? Are those twins? We got something that would either resemble... what is happening? Beautiful Sidewinder. Incredible Sidewinder. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, dude. Beautiful, beautiful sidewinding tornado on the ground. Oh my goodness, dude. This is incredible. Again, this is Jesse's feed right here. He is literally intercepting this right now. Beautiful tornado ongoing. Again, a lot of scud and a lot of those damaging winds are also going to kick up some of that dust, but very definitively a tornado there. So, again, if you're in this area, I'd be seeking shelter. This storm has been producing tornadoes off and on. Luckily, there's virtually nobody that lives out here, but they're likely going to tour warn this as this moves onto the Texas side of the state line. Again, you have to remember these are two different National Weather Service offices. But anyway, going back into Kansas here again with our destructive severe thunderstorm, this is our area that we're almost even more concerned about because this is a region that people live in. And even though this storm isn't tornado one, you have to remember it's previously produced a tornado. The velocities are still relatively impressive, and it's got room to produce another tornado. So if you're out here in Moscow, we need you to get either underground or into a storm shelter if you're in this area. We do have a supercell that's been moving through the Oklahoma City metro area for a while now. This is approaching downtown more. This is almost starting to develop that little hook echo shape there over the Newcastle area, but you'll notice there's virtually no rotation associated with this. That's likely just the shape of the thunderstorm, and just the radar in general being a little bit iffy because we are so close to it. Unfortunately, the terminal radar has not been working since this morning, but again, we do have that look at it from the Norman radar there with that supercell right over Newcastle. Again, that is likely actively producing hail up to quarter size and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Again, going back over here to our Texas, New Mexico state line supercell, Freddie McKinney right now on this, he has had off and on gustnadoes and tornadoes and dustnadoes and all sorts of things, land spouts, just a beautiful, beautiful supercell in general that has produced so many different beautiful photogenic tornadoes. Again, I mean, absolutely incredible. I know I said something about New Mexico Tornado of the Year. Somebody brought up Floyd. Floyd was photogenic, but just the fact that this has done it so many times almost makes it more impressive. That doesn't necessarily make it more photogenic, I understand, but it makes it more impressive to me. And then also you have to take into account that it is going to be a little bit hard for me to, act like this isn't something crazy considering one of my best friends is on this. But anyways, again, we will continue to watch this supercell as it moves off to the east, southeast here. Over time, this will be approaching Littlefield, Levelland, and Lubbock, Texas. Now, this supercell is, again, in an environment where if it manages to stay discrete and undergo cell mergers that are constructive cell mergers, it is going to have the potential, very real potential, in fact, to produce a strong tornado. Again, you have to take into account we've got dew points out here sitting at about 70 degrees. If we take a look at our surface instability, our surface cape, it's sitting anywhere between 3,500 and 4,000 joules per kilogram. If we take a look over at our wind shear, you'll notice that it's also very high. Our shear within the first 6 kilometers in the atmosphere is widespread between 50 and 60 knots. PDS severe's dropped. On the Kansas storm, Radar Omega's been updating a little bit slow today, so we'll see what happens. But again, just a very incredible environment out here, and again, that's why we were advocating for a 10 hatch frisk last night. I was going to do a forecast video last night, but I lost track of time, and before I knew it, it was 1 a.m., and then I'm like, you know what, I have to be up in a few hours, we should probably not do that. So I didn't end up doing that, but we did make a few community posts saying, hey, the threat for strong to intense tornadoes is going to be there today, and that is exactly what played out. So, anyway. Okay. So, let me take a look at something real quick. Okay. Oh my gosh, again, all of these unbelievable cone and rope tornadoes that have been occurring here. Unfortunately, this supercell is beginning to lose some steam. You'll notice that we had a developing supercell off to the east, just north of Morton, and that one kind of merged with it. And it's choking off the northern one's inflow, so this one's not going to be able to produce at least for a while, and it's also killing the southern one, so this one's going to struggle to produce for a while as well. Now, again, our severe thunderstorming in Kansas still appears as PDS on Radar Omega, but it has been dropped to I believe it was a 70-mile-per-hour wind tag, if I'm not mistaken. Give me just a second here. My stream end. Things are glitching out. Whoa! Alan with the renewal of the 5-month membership. W. Allen in the chat. Thank you so much, my dude. Can we get some W's in the chat for Alan? Become a member by clicking the button next to the chat. You get access to exclusive videos, forecasts, early access to certain videos, and also shoutouts at the end of every forecast. Thank you so much, though, Alan, for the renewal of the 5-month moderate risk membership. Alan is the GOAT. So W. Allen's in the chat. Again, you'll notice that this storm here it has a lot of scud associated with it, that scattered cumulus under deck, so it's hard to tell what's lowering and what's not, but the potential that this thing produces another tornado still exists. It's not quite as high, but it definitely still exists. Okay. Our northern supercell, the one that choked off this one, it has some broad rotation associated with it. Again, though, it kind of cut off its inflow as it was developing. But did you see how fast that thing developed? I mean, this was, what, 4:20 p.m. What was that, like 40 minutes ago? 50 minutes ago? And it is now a full-blown supercell that, if it hadn't merged, it very well could be actively producing a tornado. So, very impressive stuff there. Am I doing a forecast for tomorrow and Saturday's event? Quite possibly. I mean, again, tomorrow looks to be mainly a damaging wind threat. It's got that classic, what we like to call a fish slate risk. This outlook typically happens once per year, and it's kind of a meme in the weather community at this point. A lot of people have been comparing it to Saddam Hussein, but this, I mean, it is a fish to me. I can't see it any other way than a fish. Even the tornado probability is a fish shape. The damaging wind probability is a fish shape, obviously, because it's driving it, and then the hail probability is a shape that we're not going to talk about. But I think tomorrow looks to be mainly a damaging wind threat. But I will say, actually, there's going to be a pretty decent environment out in portions of the Central Plains and then also backing into the Texas Panhandle for a couple of brief tornadoes. So we'll see if they upgrade to a 5% tornado probability, but it doesn't appear likely at this time. And then looking at Saturday's event, again, Saturday looks to be something pretty similar. Again, that huge slate risk that goes all the way from North Texas back over to the East Coast. I mean, we've got over 75 million people facing the threat of significant severe weather on Saturday. Again, unfortunately, we can't look at the threats in particular yet because we're still 3 days out from the event, but we'll see what happens. We will certainly see what happens. Sorry, I'm trying to get the stream back up here. Okay. So again, if you're just now tuning in, Jesse had an unbelievable tornado before we started the stream, and then also before we started the stream, he said that he had twins. I personally thought that was one tornado and then maybe just dust being kicked up, but I don't know. He could have had twins then. I'm not entirely certain. And then also he had the tornado, obviously, after we started the stream. That was absolutely beautiful. Again, I don't know what's happening with Radar Omega. We're just gonna bring up scope here. Cause I'm done. I'm genuinely done. I don't even have scope on my new computer yet. Well, we'll have to bring up scope on the phone then. Do this the old-fashioned way. Here we go. So, again, you'll notice that we do indeed have that observed. Oh my gosh, that voice crack was bad. We do indeed have that observed tornado warning going out just northwest of Morton, Texas. So if you're in this area, you do need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, this is a weather spotter's confirmed tornado. Velocities, this is the level 3 velocity, so this is quite elevated. But if we go down to the surface level, you'll notice that we're starting to see an uptick in the velocities there. So we'll watch as this tries to produce potentially another tornado. I definitely don't think it's been producing a tornado the entire time it was observed, just given how off and on this cell's been in the past, but it's possible. Our severe thunderstorm warning in Kansas, the one that was originally PDS, this is now warned for damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour and lime-sized hail. So if you're in Moscow, make sure that you are still staying indoors and away from windows. Again, I'd like to bring back up Omega because I don't have chat up if I'm doing it like this. What does Jesse have there? Okay, it's nothing. Just for a second from that angle, it looks like something, I'll be honest. It looks like we missed another little gust NATO that he had around 5 minutes ago. It's so hard to tell. But anyway, again, if you're out here, you need to be seeking shelter immediately near Morton, Texas. Again, this supercell does have an observed tornado warning going out with it. So... Alright. So, again, this is definitely no longer actively producing a tornado, but it's going to have the potential to do so again here over the next little while. So, we'll watch that pretty closely. I'd also like to note we have had some supercells develop some very brief rotation back in portions of upstate New York today. I think at this point they're mainly going to produce damaging winds and large hail. I don't see much of a tornado threat with these. I will say this one approaching Ithaca looks somewhat impressive. It's undergone a couple of mergers. Velocities are way behind on Omega, like what the heck. But velocities are likely quite intense with this if we were able to see them near the Ithaca area. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows. Hey Davis, it's real-time storms checking in from other account near eastern Georgia. Also heard on Reed's post calling for a potential derecho setup on Saturday. Been getting prepared. So, and that is a very real potential. But I'd like to note that if we were to see a derecho with this event, the devastation wouldn't necessarily be super intense to any particular area. It's just, it would be so widespread, which is what would be the problem. Again, you don't have to have a, certain amount of significant damaging wind gusts to qualify as a derecho, no matter what NWS Pittsburgh will tell you. Shots fired. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say the threat for a long-tracking, damaging wind event looks to exist. Now, is that going to be a derecho? I'm not going to put a yes or no on that quite yet because we are still 2 days out from this event. We're also not entirely certain on the setup. The forecasting confidence for this event is, I'd say, low to medium. I think that there are a lot of different ways that this could go. Again, obviously, the main thing will come down to the main driving factor of the event, obviously, is going to be what does our storm mode look like, and it looks to be mostly linear as of right now. Again, you can't really quite see it just yet on the NAM 18.0, I don't think, or did we start to see the beginning of it there? There's your, I guess, supposed potential derecho event, but it will be much more defined once we're able to start seeing it on the HRRR. And again, if it is a linear mode, then we will mainly be looking out for a damaging wind threat. But I think that the tornado threat will remain relatively low either way, just because the environment is not super prime for something like that to pop up. If we take a look at our significant tornado parameter values, which aren't necessarily the way that you always want to forecast for tornadic events, you'll notice that they are just absolutely exploding because significant tornado parameter values fail to take into account multiple environmental features. Or 3 cape is not going to be enough for something like this to play out. Really, the only thing that is giving the STP values that crazy boost is our unbelievable amount of surface cape, again, like 5,000, 6,000 joules per kilogram. You'll notice our updraft velocity tracks hardly showing anything. I mean, they're somewhat impressive, but and again, if you look at the actual storm mode, it looks to be mostly clustery, not necessarily very supercellular. So the threat for the what am I saying? The threat for a couple of tornadoes on Saturday isn't extremely high, I'll be honest. The strong tornado was back in the southeastern New Mexico, right up along the New Mexico-Texas state line. Again, this has been a supercell that's been off and on producing tornadoes. Again, mergers have been helping it and killing it, helping it and killing it. But yeah. Again, Omega is just absolutely failing us today. Just horribly. Again, it is not loading anything. I'm going to be totally honest. It is doing horrible. Let's see. The good news is there's nothing really to point out that's ongoing right now. Technically, there's still an observed tornado warning in effect for the Texas state line here, but I guess that this is not actively producing. Again, this is quote-unquote a spot or confirmed tornado. It was likely a brief little touchdown. But yeah. I was locked in touching grass and missed the tornado. Yeah, I mean, this environment out here today is actually more impressive than I think a lot of people are giving it credit for. Now, I will say the SBC has been giving it a lot of credit. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I want to bring it up on stream, but...
Try and go back to this north road.
But yeah, I mean, certainly a couple of strong tornadoes could be possible here today. I will note a lot of our supercells that are developing back here in the portions of east central New Mexico could be somewhat of a concern. They're a little bit further north of where our main risk area would end up being, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. The main thing that I'm saying is going to stop these from producing a significant tornado threat is these storms. For one, they're not going to be discrete for most of their lifetime. You'll notice that the HRRR and both the NAM, if we were to look at the NAM, kind of has them turning into a clustery big mode of potentially downburst wind gusts there near Amarillo. But also, if we go back over to... let me get my phone off my screen. We go back over to the... for one, what am I saying? I have been jumbling up my words so much today. Stop! Okay. The F-Trap Holisty tracks, I guess, actually look pretty impressive, but if we were to take a look over at the shear, the bulk shear within the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere, I mean, I suppose it's not too terrible that far north, but again, it is a little bit further off to this, more impressive further off to the south. If I didn't stutter 1,000 times in that sentence, yeah, that would have been much easier to understand, but... Look at that. The areas where the supercells pop up, we have 125 knots of wind shear. It's ridiculous. Again, that's within the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere, and it's also where the supercells are over, so obviously it's going to be higher. But, I mean, Radar Omega's scale for the wind shear doesn't go too much higher. What's up, Connor? But yeah, again, a couple of developing supercells out here near Melrose and Clovis. Again, Radar Omega's just absolutely failing us, so the scans haven't been super consistent. Again, I'll get Scope installed on my computer, and then we won't have to worry about that next stream. But anyway, I just realized my head's been down here the whole time, hasn't it? Nobody said anything. But yeah, I don't even have my lights on. I'm a noob. But you can see the that little boundary there on the radar. Whenever the cells interact with that, they become outflow dominant. Look at this unreal chaser convergence. On Radar Omega alone, we have 7 chasers. If we were to turn on spotters, I could imagine that they would be a lot more. Let's see. Let's go to... How do we turn on spotters? Always forget. Look at this. Look at this. All those little green dots there, those are National Weather Service, or I suppose not National Weather Service, but they are, I am struggling today, guys. Whatever, the program is called, storm spotters. We could probably find Jesse in here if we looked for long enough. I think he's still on this supercell. Mark Payton's on it. Nick Gorman. Chad Casey, another good chaser. Clint Hendricks, obviously. That's not the right Jesse. But, anyway. I would tell you, except for I don't make my thumbnails. So. Insane storm structure. Yeah, I mean, these have just been absolutely beautiful supercells today.
A lot less visible rotation right now.
We don't have permission to use Brad Arnold, do we? I have met Brett Arnold, though. So, again, Radar Omega failing us right now, but if we look at scope, our supercell in the Texas Panhandle here that just crossed the state line, the one that we've been watching pretty much all stream that's been producing the tornadoes off and on, it is starting to develop a very defined LP hook echo. You'll notice that area velocities there doesn't look super intense, but it is starting to get stronger. Again, this is just northwest of Morton, Texas. The potential for this to just keep dropping those brief tornadoes is endless, guys. I mean, this thing has been producing tornadoes off and on for the past hour now. We've had at least half a dozen from this one supercell. Not only that, it's also producing some extremely large hail here. Again, if you take a look at that hail core, you'll notice that those DVZ values get quite high just north of where the hook echo is located. And again, that's partially due to how steep these lapse rates are here. I mean, we've got, 8 to 8.5 Celsius per kilometer on the lapse rates at the 700 to 500 millibar level. Even a noticeable hail spike feature prominent on the reflectivity here, which is something that occurs usually whenever you've got yourself some baseball-sized hail or larger, and it occurs because the radar is trying to, the beams are trying to penetrate through the storm, but the hail is so thick and so dense that it kind of glitches out, and it creates this little feature here that we like to call a hail spike, a little spike out of the supercell. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Very strong area of circulation now, northwest of Morton, Texas. This has the potential to drop a strong tornado shortly. Wow. Hold on, I gotta let Jesse know about this. This thing has the potential to produce a tornado or two here very shortly. It's on the ground. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, significant tornado. Oh my gosh. One day the voice cracks will stop, and that will be a good day. Um, Strong tornado ongoing here, most likely, via Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney. This thing is huge. Oh my goodness. Look at all the dust that thing's kicking up. Oh my goodness, and the hook echo is absolutely monstrous. Oh my goodness, folks. This is a strong tornado. Strong tornado. We've got winds going one way at 94, winds going the other direction at 51. That's 145 mile an hour gate to gate shear. I mean, this is a strong to intense tornado ongoing now, guys. This thing is very strong. Oh my gosh. Again, significant tornado ongoing now. Again, this is a significant to potentially intense tornado ongoing. This thing was a monster. It almost looked like it had little subvortices there for a good second or two. I mean, this thing was arguably a wedge. I mean, at least the amount of dust was being kicked up to make it look like a wedge. This is what it looks like now. Again, we have a significant to very strong and intense tornado ongoing here. I mean, this is a monster tornado. If you are in this area, you need to get either underground or into a storm shelter. This is a significant, significant tornado. I mean, we are talking very strong to violent. I mean, the velocities look unreal with this thing, guys. This is what the velocities look like. Oh my goodness. This is what velocities look like at tilt 2. This is what they look like at tilt 3. I mean, this is a significant to violent tornado ongoing, guys. We have winds going one way at 124 miles an hour against 54. This should absolutely go PDS. If it was in a more populated area, maybe higher. I mean, this is a violent tornado. 178 mile an hour gate to gate shear. Oh my gosh. PDS. Let's see. I don't have it yet. Oh, okay, yep. This is now a PDS tornado warning. If you're in this area, you gotta run, not walk to your safe spot. Let me get the lights on. We gotta make the professional move of getting the lights on in the middle of the stream. Where I don't even know where the lights are. Okay, well, we won't worry about that. In all seriousness, though, this is a violent tornado ongoing in New Mexico. I mean, this thing is just huge. This is a live look from Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney. This is a violent tornado. Violent. We have to pull this up on a separate tab so you guys can see this. I mean, this is unbelievable. I'm trying to... What in the world is even happening? This is legitimately a contender for tornado of more than the year. I mean, this is like tornado of the decade type situation. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is a monster wedge tornado. Again, this is a violent tornado here, guys. If you are in this area, you got to get either underground into a storm shelter or on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Again, I mean, this thing is huge. Huge. This is unbelievable. I mean, Freddy's driving right into this thing. Again, if you're out here in this area, you've got to go. I mean, this is a... Look at that. Look at that tornado. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Look at the radar presentation with it as well. Oh my goodness. Again, if this were to hit like a populated area, like for example, if this were further south and it were going to hit Morton, I mean, this is like tornado emergency material here, guys. Again, either way, if you were in Morton, you need to get either underground or into a storm shelter. We're not saying it's going to hit Morton. It's probably not, but this is going way too close. Way too close. And again, this is a catastrophic, catastrophic tornado ongoing now. I don't even know. Again, I mean, this thing is like at least half a mile wide. Oh my goodness. Again, Freddy is literally in this tornado right now. He is virtually in the funnel at this point. Again, Jesse has a view of it as well. This is a violent tornado. A violent tornado. Even at the surface level, tilt 1 velocities, I mean, we have 156 mile an hour gate to gate shear. I just realized my face cam's not on, is it? My goodness. I mean, again, this is a violent wedge tornado. I mean, this is contender for, again, tornado of the decade. I've never seen anything like this in lifetime. I mean, this is just unreal. Look at that mesocyclone. And again, this is, I mean, classic radar presentation. Absolutely classic. Oh my goodness. Again, if this were to hit an area with any population centers, it would be a tragedy. I mean, this thing is unbelievably violent. I did not think we were going to see this today, I'll be honest with you guys. Oh my gosh. Again, this is a violent tornado ongoing in Texas. Oh my gosh. This is unreal. Thank you, Alan, for the $2 donation. W. Allen in the chat. Thank you so much. I mean, this is tornado of, it's easily tornado of the year. I mean, this is tornado of the decade type material. It seriously is. Again, just an unreal presentation. Oh my gosh. This is, and again, it's twins as well. I mean, this is what Jesse captured. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is reminiscent of, like, Pilger, Nebraska type situation. Oh my gosh. Look at those monster tornadoes. Guys, we may never see anything like this again live on stream. Again, this is a unreal situation. Again, the tornado on the right there, obviously a monster wedge. I mean, it is easily 3/4 of a mile wide. The tornado to the east, tornado on the left-hand side of the screen, rather, is very strong as well, it looks to be. This is unreal. They can't see it. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's Pilger 2.0. I'm saying that it is a reminiscent of a Pilger situation. I'm not even saying because that they're going to be rated whatever. Rating doesn't really matter right now. I'm more so focused on the fact that this is, again, these are some of the most photogenic twin tornadoes we've ever seen. I think Jesse's stream ended for whatever reason. I mean, I've got to show you guys this photo, though. I don't know how to get it up is the problem. Hold on. Here we go. There is a look at that monster wedge tornado. Again, I can you imagine? Can you imagine? Again, this is likely still an ongoing monster wedge tornado here. I mean, this is unreal. Again, PDS tornado warning remains in effect for Morton, Texas now, extended further off to the east. Again, still an unbelievable radar presentation of these here. Again, just monster twin tornadoes. This is a generational photo. A generational photo. Was Jesse in front of Freddy? Either way, I mean, seriously, this is like tornado of the decade. I've never seen anything like it. And again, this is literally Jesse that took this picture here, guys. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Oh my goodness. Again, if you were out here in Morton, Texas, I mean, again, it looks like things are going to remain relatively off to your north, but you need to be either underground or in a storm shelter either way. I mean, this is, again, a violent tornado. Just absolutely violent. Again, if this were hitting Morton, again, this would be a catastrophic situation. Again, if you know anybody out here, please send them this stream. Again, this is a catastrophic situation for areas north of Morton. Again, I don't think that there are any population centers out here whatsoever, but, I mean, if there were, I mean, it's, again, unfortunately, there is just an unbelievably violent tornado on the ground approaching. I just realized you guys can't even see that scope, can you? Calling Jesse. Hello?
Hey, Davis.
Are you good?
Oh, yeah, there is a wedge right in front of me. Go to my stream.
Yeah, I know. People were saying you were in front of Freddy.
Yeah. I have a wedge on my stream. It's right in front of us right now. Yeah. You can't really see. No, that's the tornado. That's not rain. That's the tornado, Dad. You can't see the big wedge. Terrible road networks up here.
Alright, well, I'll let you go. I just want to make sure that you were okay.
No, yeah, I'm alive. Did you see my stream?
I did, yes. That was, I'm telling you, Jesse, that is a photo that will go down in the history books.
Yes, sir, bro. Is my stream still going?
I don't think so. I tried to look for it. I don't think it is.
Oh, yeah, it's still on, I think. Holy cow.
Alright, I'll let you go. See ya.
Okay, can you make sure my stream's still up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crossing the road right now.
So again, Jesse's okay, for anybody that was concerned, but, oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, this is a monster tornado. Oh my goodness, dude. Again, unreal. Absolutely unreal. Again, this is insane. That photo in particular, like the capture that Jesse had in particular, was arguably the most impressive of the whole thing, and I really think that will go down as one of the greatest tornado captures in the state of New Mexico ever. I really do. I mean, this is unbelievable. For anybody wondering this, again, I don't know if you guys were able to see scope whenever I was bringing it up, but the velocities are becoming more compact, which is not a sign that this is necessarily weakening. This tornado may be just as intense as it was before, if not more, but hopefully this is not nearly as large. Donut hole and reflectivity. I mean, this is still a very strong and large tornado, though. Again, you have got to get to your safe spot if you are north of Morton. Even areas down the line at this point, again, there's not really any population centers to call out here whatsoever. The intersection of Road 597 and 3305, you got to get, again, either underground or into a storm shelter. I mean, this is a huge tornado. Again, Omega has been just not cooking today, but you guys get the gist. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime capture here. I mean, this is... I still can't get over this. I mean, again, huge congrats to Jesse. I'm glad he's staying safe. But, man... Man, this is violent. Yeah, there's... yeah, I see that. The donut holder on reflectivity. I mean, this is insane. This is genuinely insane. Again, we've never covered something like this. I suppose this isn't New Mexico anymore. This is Texas, isn't it? We've never covered something like this, even in the state of Texas. I mean, this is by far one of the largest tornadoes we've ever covered in general. And certainly the most intense situation that Jesse's ever chased. I mean, this is only like his second chase ever. Can you imagine? So huge props to him for that capture. I mean, that was, again, that was unreal. Again, that will go down in the history books as one of the greatest twin tornado captures in Texas Panhandle history. Again, this is just unbelievable. This is way better than Holly. I mean, Holly was awesome, but for one, this one's in an even more rural area than Holly was, and also, it was so... It just popped up so quickly. I mean, it was on the ground, and I was like, is that genuinely... Is that real? And it just kept getting larger. No, Jesse's okay. Again, we're not going to call him again because we don't want to bother him and distract him, but he's doing okay. Oh my goodness. Again, though, I really hope... So, for anybody that's confused why people are wearing this is Freddy, right? This was Freddy's capture. This was literally... That was Jesse right there. That was him in that car right in front of him there. I mean, this is just insane. Again, one of the most unreal things you will ever see. Just an absolute mega wedge. There have been 2 tornadoes this year that I've been confident in saying are mega wedges. One of them was the tornado near Hyannis, Nebraska. The other one is this one. I mean, even just like even if we didn't have any surface view of this tornado, you could tell that just if you had no radar products except for velocity, you would be able to tell that this is just an absolute monster. Again, we're gonna get radar scope right now because for some reason the screencast doesn't work for streams, probably for privacy reasons, but okay. Brian with the $50 donation. Oh my goodness. Thanks, David. So glad you're streaming. My weather anxiety is off the charts today. Remember, don't be scared. Be prepared. Thank you so much, Brian, for the $50 donation. Oh my goodness. W. Bryant's in the chat. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much, Brian. I mean, that's incredible. With the $50 donation. Wow. And Alan with the 20. W. Allen's as well. Oh my goodness. Just W's for everybody. But seriously though, Alan and Brian, thank you so much. That is unbelievable. W. Allen, W. Brian, both goats. Absolute goats. Seriously, thank you so much, Alan. Thank you so much, Brian. God bless, man. I mean, that's so amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. So, PDS tornado warning remains in effect for areas north of Whiteface and east of Morton, Texas. Again, our tornado is likely occluded, but you need to remain in your safe spot if you are out here. Gotta support the cause. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what... Oh, this is so weird. So, Omega has it as a PDS tag in the actual description, the wording, but on here it just says observed. I don't know why that is. But, anyway. Seriously, though, thank you so much, Alan. Again, I am trying my absolute hardest here because I am really trying to find if any homes got hit by this. Because again, I mean, this was a violent, just an unbelievably violent wedge. I mean, there are genuinely some of the most incredible tornadic captures of all time. On social media right now, if you just look. I mean, again, usually these monster wedge tornadoes aren't that photogenic. This one was. My goodness, dude. Yeah, I mean, this is just unreal. I mean, this is a generational tornado here. It really is. Oh my gosh. Voice crack? Okay, Connor. Jesse's live again? Yeah, has been downgraded to observed. Again, in my opinion, this thing is likely occluded, but you need to be in your safe spot still. You do not want to play around with this. Again, I mean, this is the tornado of a century. Not of a century, but of a decade. It really is. I mean, have we ever seen something like that in the Texas Panhandle? I mean, guys, this is just unreal. Just look at this. So again, you obviously saw Jesse's capture, which was unbelievable. I mean, again, hats off to him. And there's also this. If I could get it to load, that would be spectacular. I mean, this is just unreal. This one in particular, touchdown in Texas, yeah. Here you go. I don't know if we've seen something like that ever in the Texas Panhandle. I mean, this is very reminiscent of both Ray, Colorado, and Minden, Iowa. I mean, hey, this is easily a half-mile wide mega wedge. It's definitely much larger than that. It's larger than half a mile wide. Kyoto, yes. Just think of every classic mega wedge tornado in recent history. Even the Nebraska one's kind of reminiscent of this. This one's a lot more dusty, but, I mean, think of every mega wedge that we've seen in the past 10 years. Compare it to this. Very similar, if not more impressive with this. And again, this literally just happened. We're going to see so many more impressive and photogenic pictures and videos of this come out. But either way, this is, again, if this were to hit a town, it would be a catastrophe of unbelievable proportions. Just an unreal tornado. I mean, seriously, I know I've said it 1,000 times, but I cannot believe that that just happened. I genuinely don't believe it. I'm gonna look at something really quickly because I've noticed a very concerning thing here. Give me just a second here, guys. Like, seriously, give me 60 seconds. So I guess not just a second, but just 60 seconds. Uno momento, please. Oh, yep. This is exactly what my mind went to. Hold on. Alright, I'm going to show this on stream here. Well, hold on. I know I said 60 seconds, I lied. So, level 2. Again, I know it looks like I'm just doing nothing and this is taking forever, but I promise you this will be worth it. Okay. So, gosh, I am taking forever. I'm so sorry. This is not even going to be worth it. This is not like some crazy groundbreaking discovery. It's just something I thought was interesting. I'm not even going to show it. I was going to compare... Okay, listen. I was going to compare it to Joplin's Velocity Couplet. It looked somewhat similar. That's about it. It should not have taken that long, and now it's not even worth it. But, anyway. I mean, just an unreal tornado. Again, going back to the radar here, our velocities are ever so slightly strengthening again. So, we'll continue to watch this, but at the moment, we have, again, just the observed tornado warning and likely to be downgraded to radar indicator if no new discoveries are made. But wow. Anyway. I wasted your 60 seconds. I'm very sorry, Airborne. But anyway. Again. Very glad that Jesse's safe. I mean, thank God that he's safe, dude. Can you imagine? I mean, again, that was a tornado that just developed so quickly. It was just so hard, I imagine, to stay safe in that kind of situation. But I think everybody did. Does Freddy have something on the ground? He was zooming in there. Trying to find any signs of an ongoing tornado here. Again, unfortunately, I have to keep looking down at my phone, guys, for radar. I know it's getting annoying, but... Okay. Jesse's tweet is going viral. It got posted 20 minutes ago. It already has 2,000 views. We will never see a capture like that in so long. Vince cursed on stream as soon as Max put it up. Did Max pull it up? It is. I mean, Jesse's photo was... I don't think anybody else got the twins. I really think that is going to go down in the history books as one of the most impressive tornadic captures in Texas Panhandle history. It wasn't even really in the Panhandle, but... I just cannot believe that just happened. I really just genuinely can't. Again, one of the wildest tornadic captures of all time. Anyway. Again, no longer an ongoing tornado with this supercell, most likely. Again, it looks to have entirely eclipsed at this point. Well, well, well. What do we have here? What do we have here? Thank you for pointing that out, Vincent. What do we have here? What do we have here? For anybody that doesn't get it, it's the Dom. It's the Dominator. Again, I'm trying to make sure that there were absolutely no homes in the path. Again, it looks like there were 0. Anyway. Again, I'm trying to find any signs of damage or destruction. Luckily, it looks like there were none. But seriously, I mean, you're going to hear the name Morton, Texas, like, thrown around in the future for, most photogenic tornadoes of all time. I mean, people talk about, just in the similar way about how people talk about, Minden or Dodge City or Hawley or Kyoto or Pilger. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. There's no Greenfield. Well, Greenfield was awful. Greenfield, Greenfield wiped the town off the map, killed 5 people, injured dozens. This one was just in an open field, and that is the exact beauty of storm chasing. I mean, this is arguably like my favorite tornado of all time because it was beautiful and it hit nothing. Like even the Nebraska mega wedge 2 months ago, it hit a home, and it also derailed a train. This one didn't hit anything, like at all, other than corn. So, I mean, that was a beautiful, beautiful tornado. Oh my gosh, Reed's view was insane. I can't show it on stream because we don't have permission, but wow. Oh, my goodness, dude. Think it would have been EF5 at hit a town? Not gonna answer that question. They did extend the tour warning all the. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the tour watch mesoscale discussion. You know what? You know what? The SPC won. They put out that mesoscale, and it was so accurate. It's not even funny. I don't think I saw a single person that believed in the 140 to 170 mesoscale. I did say on my community tab, trust the professionals over me. But I just did not think that this setup was in play. The mesoscale was insane, though. I mean, it's like that is almost as good as Chris Broyles' April 2nd high risk. It's almost as good, if not better. Let me bring you guys to It's not going to load, is it? Cool. Gosh, dude. I mean, anyway, I think that's about it for today. We may come back for a separate stream later, literally just to discuss that, because that is unbelievable, man. Oh, my goodness. I still cannot get over that. But, anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And, unfortunately, Raxpool did have a huge debris signature. Now, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. See ya.